Welcome, humans and demons alike, back to Vox Populi, the only news show you need, trust me. It has once again been a very busy week, so just get ready for some good television. Top of the hour, and we're actually not starting in the good old US of A, but in Great Britain. After the embarrassing losses of the Labour Party in the local elections, the pressure on Prime Minister Keir Starmer has now become too much. One might think this would be something you wouldn't see every day. Prime Minister Keir Starmer giving his official resignation speech. But for the average Brit, this might just as well be another Tuesday, given that Great Britain will now have its 8th Prime Minister in the last 10 years. The man who will replace him is also not really a surprise. It's now former Great Manchester Mayor Andy Brookman. One good thing about him is that Trump already doesn't like him, marking him as extremely liberal before he has even started his term. After visiting Great Britain, we now have news from the island state neighboring the USA, Cuba. After being under pressure of US sanctions ever since the revolution, the pressure has now as well become too much. Cuba officially made a 175-step plan to privatize huge parts of its economy and to let in foreign companies with capitalistic motives. The relationship between the USA and Cuba have never been good. But the pressure on Cuba's economy became significantly stronger after the US abduction of the Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro, effectively cutting off Cuba's biggest trading partner for oil and other necessities. As a result, Cuba has fallen into an energy crisis for some time. The US also threatened sanctions to every country that would trade with Cuba and openly threatened to take Cuba by force. For now, it seems like the USA has succeeded to drain out the big evil socialism of another country, causing a land-wide energy crisis and general worse living conditions due to the sanctions in the process. But we'll watch the development closely. The question remains, why is it needed to massively sanction a country and even abduct the president of its biggest trading partner if said country runs on a system that, at least according to American and general media, always fails regardless. Speaking of Venezuela, after multiple massive earthquakes hit said Venezuela, the US now reacted with spending $150 million for help. This is exactly the same amount of money Trump spent on his 250-year anniversary party for America. And even though a few months ago, after the abduction of Nicolas Maduro, Trump claimed to be in charge of Venezuela in a time of crisis, this seems to no longer apply. Concerning the Iran war, Israel has threatened to take new areas of the Lebanon if they don't get disarmed. They also dropped leaflets on the Lebanon city of Missouri ordering people to leave. The Israel military said this action is intended to serve as a reminder to the population that Missouri is now officially part of the Israeli abduction zone and that soldiers operate there. A reminder to all to not be in the area if they don't want to get harmed. How nice of them. And final news from my home country, Germany. The AfD, a relatively popular far-right party in Germany, has now officially been declared as a threat to the country's constitution, or Grundgesetz in German. This means that now a procedure to prohibit the party would likely be successful. But it is to be called in question if such a procedure will be issued by anyone, since the party sadly has about 30% nationwide as of currently. And that was the most important news of the week. Have a wonderful day and always remember, trust us with your everything.